the third map. Winner of this takes it home. They will progress through. We are in the knockout stages now in the GOCL tournament. I believe Dignitas still remain after beating VP a few nights ago, which was a huge upset. A lot of people expected VP to win that one fairly comfortably, but here we go. Looks as though Elite are going to be setting up for the set play onto 8. This is pretty standard for terrorists. It's now going to be rushing on through. You can see it across the board that SK Gaming have quickly got themselves information coming round the back of the terrorists, and that is something that SK Gaming are going to have to be super wary of. It is a Cillian that's coming through, so let's switch on board with him. Here he goes, all the way round to T-spawn. He needs to land his headshot. Will put them in good stead to retake this site. Well, they have just lost 2 players beforehand, so it's not looking good for the CTs anymore. I was thinking, you know, if a Cillian comes around and gets himself a frag, they got every chance to do so. Even though SK have bravely fought back and picked themselves up 3 frags, they have no defuse kit. The bomb is ticking down ever so quickly. It's a one-on-one. Tenski needs to land this frag quickly, and he will do just that. No, he won't. He misses the last few shots. He's got 3 bullets left. Finally gets the kill. But they left it too little too late. And Elite do pick up that round after all. Yeah, but I hate Fnatic also. Wow. Duck, not a true Swede. You heard it here first. Does that mean that you love Nip then? Are you a Nip fanboy for life, Duckboo? That's typically what I gather when I see a Swede saying they don't like Fnatic or Elite. They're all about that Nip. Anyway, Elite, after picking up that first round, moving in a Cillian with a beautiful 1D though to Devil Walk. The hot topic right now for Elite has been silenced already right off the bat. This is not a bad trade, considering that this is a full eco, barring a couple of pistol upgrades for SK Gaming, but they have lost the second player. Cillian is still trying to chime in with that deagle, get some more one-taps, tagged up Schneider to 65, and again it finishes him off. He's still alive, and kicking that grenade smashes him down to 3. And the T90 comes good, so although SK Gaming held on for dear life, the weapons did prevail in the end. But as I mentioned, that was an eco round from SK Gaming. They didn't try and force up any scouts that you see a bunch of times on the CT. 4 spies, 5-7 Kevlars, nothing like that. It was just a couple of pistol upgrades, and they're in good stead now to buy up next round, whatever happens here, because they've gone for another eco. They've got a flash, they've got a couple P250s. In fact, they've got 4 P250s on the battlefield, which are very powerful in the right hands. Certainly a potent weapon. But again, you'd fancy Elite to pick this one up fairly comfortably in the end. Well, I say that, but they've lost the first casualty. And it is going to be a B play here from Elite, but they've gone 2 for 2. And even if SK Gaming were to lose this round, they've already picked up 3 frags. And this is huge. This is doing economic damage to SK Gaming, who went with AK-47s, who went with assault rifles and a P90 here. And suddenly they've lost 3 players. It's all on Zend. He's been stuck out and gets fragged from Sandon. And SK Gaming pick up the 3rd round on an eco. That is going to dent the confidence of Elite right off the bat. You want them to start well. It's so important if you win that pistol to just put the foundations down on T side. And not only is it a case that Elite lose the round, but they gift wrap 3 AK-47s to SK Gaming, which they will oblige in kind. So it just stacks their economy. You can see already, even though SK have only won 1 round, 3 players on over $4,000 because they picked up the AK-47s. That is massive. Elite will be able to buy back up again, but you can see it's a force buy. They've got themselves a Scout, a Galil, and a Tech 9. Not fantastic weaponry, and they're going to decide that maybe rushing is the best choice. On to A, they run into the crosshead of Cillian. He puts down 2 players, looking for a 3rd, has spotted out the Palace player, and Twist catches Tenski completely off guard. I'm really surprised that Tenski would even be looking an underpass when the A site is under attack. The chances of anyone coming through there are slim to none. And now Zend is doing work on the site, and wow, it is just a game of seesaws, back and forth, just when you think that maybe SK Gaming are going to start to get traction. It looks as though they're about to be put down themselves. Twist through connector, gets the frag onto Freeze, but also the AWP in his hands. And for all of the bravery and the heroics that I was mentioning for SK Gaming in that 4th round, in the 3rd round, pardon me, well, it's just quickly backfired. But this is what we expected, right? We expected close rounds, we expected upsets, we expected ecos from these two teams. They're very much evenly matched in terms of skill, I would say. But it appears that Elite, after all, are the faster team out of the blocks. It's a 1-4 trade. There is Freeze with another AWP. And a second frag as well, looking for a third. Heavy smoke and flashbangs coming down on ramp. That's going to stop Twist, but it's not going to stop his close range quick scope onto Sandin, who didn't know what hit him. And now back to a 2-on-2. And maybe there is another chapter to be written here between these two teams. Freeze with the headshot onto Palf. I think he saw like a millimeter. Maybe just the hair of Palf sticking up over the site, and he converted that into a kill. And now Twist in a 1v2. He's been flashbanged. And judging from the trajectory from the flash, he's going to know that someone is around connector, which is why he keeps peeking in over and over again. But he doesn't know where this pesky second CT is, and that's the reason why he hasn't gone for the full plant. He is now. He needs to be also careful because Tensky has quickly maneuvered himself into ramp. This is going to be a two-pronged attack from the CTs, and Twist should get caught off, but not a Freeze gets killed. And Tensky doesn't get the frag on the first time of asking, and I thought that could be the moment where Elite throw away the round, but Tensky finally, on the second time, picks up the frag and takes this to 2-3. So close, though. So close. But it's another round where the CTs lose 4 of their weapons, and that is the reason why Elite, with that bomb plant, are going to be force buying, because they know that SK Gaming are on the brink of an economic downturn. If SK Gaming picked that up with, say, 4 or 5 players remaining, I do not think that Elite would be force buying here. Because you can see they've got 2 Tech 9s, not too many grenades to play with, but they think the risk is worth it. You pick up this round, you take some weapons away from SK, they're potentially in a force buy / eco next round, and he can start to move towards that 5-2, even 6-2 scoreline. So this round counts for a lot in Elite's mind, and they've already got 3 rounds on the early stages of T's side. But you can see that Elite sure don't want to be forcing themselves in, because that is the issue. They are certainly behind when it comes to raw gunpowder. And Freeze opens his account once more with the early AWP frag. 50 seconds left on the timer. Elite still haven't really made too much headway. Fair enough, Zen's in ladder room, but it's the sites that they need to move on and penetrate onto. Need a team really wanting to do too much here. 30 seconds, and it's like Elite are just waiting. They're biding their time. They're hoping that the CTs over-rotate to try and get all important information. Zen could be the playmaker. He's in such good position to lock down the rotators, but he gets spotted out. And that pretty much in a nutshell should tell the CTs what they need to know, and that's that it's going to be an A play with 15 seconds. They're pushing in, but Twist gets picked off, and the T's find themselves 3 players behind. But here come the last-ditch heroics from the terrorists in the form of Schneider with 2 quick-fire frags that put Zend in a possibility to clutch this round now. It's a 1v2. He gets caught from behind, courtesy of Connector. And SK will defuse for the 3-3. So the risk, the gamble, didn't pay off quite as Elite wanted to. But hey, at least they got a bomb plant, and again they picked up 3 frags. But now the economy is starting to build somewhat from SK Gaming. Is the sound okay, by the way, guys? Do I need to up the sound in-game? Because I literally just got into sorting out XSplit settings not too long ago. I didn't find out about this till fairly last minute. Just let me know, and I'll change that for you in-game. Either way, Elite on the eco are going to be rushing in. Tensky with a double frag with the Molotov, cooking them all down in apps. And then Tensky is going to finish off the ace in style with the M4 and the USP. I can't really get too excited over that round because it was an eco rush through apps, and a well-placed molly and spray down isn't the craziest of things to see, but Tensky was Johnny on the point, Johnny on the spot, and he got the frags. Well played to him. Let's have a look how that's going to move the standings. 12-3 for Tensky after that ace. Very nicely done. Yeah, super awesome. Thanks, Daryl. because of the aforementioned eco, Elite can now buy, and they've got plenty of grenades to play with, AK-47s across the board. And whereas they started this half extremely comfortably and confidently, barring that small banana skin that they tripped over, or slipped on I should say, they've been looking pretty solid overall on T side. Asilian opening up with the M4 through the smoke, but I think it was Devilwalk that jumped across there. Here comes Zen spraying through the smoke himself, but he did catch a couple bullets on towards Sand and finishes it off now. And the bomb is moving into close proximity onto A, but Freeze from Ticket Booth lands one. The all-important information here is that the bomb is down. Asilian on site lands another one. And this is allowing Tensky, the man, in form, to rotate himself through window, picks up the frag onto Schneider. It's all on Zend. He's trying to plant that bomb, but he's between a rock and multiple hard places. He does get the first one onto Freeze. Can he do any more damage to the CTs here? He doesn't really have a lot of time, but he's going for that full plant. And he should get this. No, the Molotov is going to push him off, but he gets the frag anyway, and now he needs to go for the kill. All Hunden has to do is bide his time and wait. Come up, this is perfectly played from Hunden, but the problem is that Zend is on the other side of the boxes. With 16 HP to his name, Hunden does put Zend out of his misery. But man, oh man, was that closer than SK Gaming were hoping for. And this really has been the tale of the tape so far. This has been the tale of the game. Elite lose rounds, but get so many kills and the bomb plant down, so they're always in a position to force buy. And I think 5-3 is definitely not necessarily a fair indicator of how this game's gone. Elite have been on a bunch of force buys because SK have been so close to losing out on rounds. Another day, this could easily be 5-3 in Elite's favour. So this is going to make for a very close confrontation between these two juggernauts. And here they go this time around, onto short, moving towards B. They haven't really poked and prodded B too much, barring a couple of eco rounds. This is the first time that guns have been on plan B, and they just crush it. They take down Hunden, they take down Tensky with minimal effort. We'll get this bomb planted. Freeze is very low. And I'm pretty sure SK Gaming have the idea of saving in the back of their minds. Retaking B with 5 players remaining on Elite is pretty much impossible. It's a very difficult site to retake if the odds are stacked against you in the first place. And with the weaponry they have on board from SK Gaming, you better believe they want to save these. Palace is a fairly standard place to save. It allows you to hold down spots, and well, Devilwalk knows it, but he runs into an ambush. 2 players locking down his position. There's the first assault rifle dropped. Is Freeze going to follow suit? No, he won't, but he gets dropped down to 3 HP. So close, yet so far from Elite. They do get their 4th round though, and fairly comfortably in the end. I would almost like to have seen Elite maybe not chasing in for the kills there. I can understand their idea that SK Gaming are pretty slow when it comes to economy right now, but they themselves are in no great position. Either way, that was a decision they made, and they won the round, and now Freeze is down to 36 again, which is pretty much identical to how the last round started as well. He got tagged out of window, he had to pull himself back. And when you've got an AWP, it doesn't matter if you've got necessarily 1 HP or 100. If you have the right position, you can still land shots, and you can still turn the tide of the battle in your favour. The issue now is that he's not going to be able to play as aggressively as he'd like to, and Freeze could be a very aggressive AWPer. Seen this a bunch of times. He's about to get caught out from Devilwalk though, who's looking for his second. There's Hunden and Cillian both chiming in for frags. Hunden is low, but look where that bomb's dropped, in no man's land. So this is going to be a super difficult round for Elite to go ahead and pick themselves up. They dropped the bomb originally, I'm sure, to try and get picks. They didn't want to give anything away. Pounce's weapon was just sticking through and showing itself, and that was the determining factor. Now Twist trying to rotate from A towards B through window. There's a lot of CTs in his way, though, 3 to be precise, but if they line up for him, he could pull this off. Hunden's on 14 HP, Asilian's on 49. There's 20 seconds. He has to start pushing himself in. There's the first one. 18 seconds now, but again, he's nowhere near that bomb. He has to go for kills, and he knows it. Gets the second kill, 21 HP. All Tensky has to do is use his brain, and that's exactly what he is doing right now. 5 seconds, he's won this round for SK Gaming. But again, surprise, surprise, it goes down to the last couple players and the last couple weapons. And herein lies why I said I almost would have liked Leak to have saved their weapons and not gone hunting when SK Gaming were hiding in Palace. Because have a look, how many weapons they lose? They lost 2. How many weapons short are they of a full buy? 2. 50-50 decision making. Maybe another day they just go ahead and smash Palace, take all the weapons away. In hindsight, it's always 2020 in the sense that you can look back as a caster and say, yep, that was a mistake. But that could cost them here. Although Deagle and Tech9 are certainly more than capable of causing havoc and mayhem on CTs. So Leak, they're definitely not out of this round, you better believe it. And it's that man again, Freeze, that gets tagged from the beginning of the round. This time down to 25, last time was 36. So he's even closer to circling the drain. Suddenly gets the first frag. There is Pal from jungle though, and this is the reason why mid is so crucial and important to Mirage, because it allows you to just push around the back of the ZTs. And the CTs are just crumbling now. And that's all because Leak just assumed mid control and dominance. Got through connector, got some frags. Here's Tensky trying to bring it back into the Dane's favour, but his teammate of Hunden has just been shut down from Schneider. Bombs plant that Molotov will keep Tensky in position for a little while longer. He has no grenades to play with, no utility under his belt. He's going to have to go in and raw frag this one out. He has spotted Twist, but Twist certainly with the advantage puts him down. And Leap do pick up their 5th round, and again, it is just so close, neck and neck between these two. And it turned out those 2 weapons didn't matter. The Deagle and the Tech9 were more than good enough to put SK Gaming down. So it will be now a full eco from SK Gaming. Are they going to stack a site? You do often see this. Doesn't look likely. They're rushing in. They're trying to get all that important information and try and connect a few headshots. It's going to be an A play here from Leap though. You can see them all congregating around this area. And A's been completely vacated. It is vacant from the CTs, but they're starting to come back in once again, and they're going to walk into the crosshairs of the terrorists, line them up, knocking them down. 4 players. 1 retaliation frag, which came in from Sandon, who is the last remaining player, but Zender is there to put him at ease. And a pretty comfortable round in the end, as you're expecting from Leap on a full eco. I mean, SK Gaming may be quite happy with the 1 frag that they picked up. Four for masses for SK Gaming. 4 with the M4. And you can see that Freeze pretty much has nothing to his name other than the defuse kit. Sorry, the Kevlar, I should say. Six to 6. I said this before though. If you're an SK fan, don't get too worried just yet. Mirage is a deceptively even map in my opinion. I think T's can certainly rack up so many rounds depending on the strats, and what I will say about SK Gaming is they've shown a lot of promise on T side and Mirage lately. I have tested them a couple of times on this map. Basilian opens up though. Trying to make sure this is a 9-6 finish to the half. Basilian's taking a lot of punishment through the wooden panels though, courtesy of Devil Walk. And again you can see that the terrorists just completely took over mid. That is going to signify the end of Freeze. This has been an issue for SK Gaming that I'd like to see them try and rectify. But have they left it too little too late? Mid has consistently been taking. Basilian's in a good position. They've given his position away now. And that will put Pauf in a position to kill him back. Camera please. Switch. Thanks. 3 on 2. Tensky from CT side alongside Sandon, who's being cooked. He has to push in. And in doing so he puts himself in harm's way. It's a double kill for Schneider. And a round that I thought maybe the CTs could clutch out is going to completely go against them. They got the opening frag with Vasilian. They knew where Elite were coming from, which was mid, but they just couldn't pull the trigger. They couldn't execute, and now Elite are in great shape to potentially take this 9-6 for themselves. SK Gaming are going to have to go back to the drawing board here and maybe think about switching things up. Haven't really seen them play aggressively out of short. Haven't really seen Freeze in particular using that AWP to aggressive nature through mid. He's been in window a couple times, but gets predictable. When you see Alu playing on this map, I'm just talking over this round because it is an eco and you're expecting Elite to pretty comfortably pick this one up. They have lost an early casualty though. Make that 2, so hold the phones for a second. Are we going to see another eco win come out here? They can't quite pick up the second weapon that Hunden took from Elite because it's in connector and that would put him in harm's way. That grenade very narrowly doing 1 HP of damage. Very narrowly missing out doing a whole bunch more. If that had landed on him, you're looking at least 40-50 damage there. What I was going to say is when you watch players like Alu, who typically do very well on Mirage, they're playing aggressively through window, they peek out of connector, they peek out of short, they drop down into mid, they play aggressively through mid. And I'm not necessarily singling out Freeze here, it's a problem that SK Gaming have had collectively, that they haven't played aggressively whatsoever on CT side. Like, not even a single time, to keep the CTs in a position where the terrorists are guessing. As I'm speaking there, third player drops for SK Gaming onto A from Schneider, but it's a trap because the 2 terrorists are pushing to B with the site. About to be planted on now from Pau. Bomb has been planted. 2-on-2 retake in effect from the CTs. They should have enough funds to play with next round regardless of what happens, so... they're going to go save? Okay, I guess I can see this. They would have enough to buy, but it wouldn't necessarily be with a bunch of grenades and maybe defuse kits, so they just want to make sure they do have enough. And maybe also for an open play on Freeze. That could be the determining factor here for SK Gaming, so they're going to give away this round at the end. It's a 2-on-2 retake. Neither of them have defuse kits either, which will certainly go into their decision. But in doing so, that puts Elite now 8-6 ahead. Whatever happens, they're going to be coming out ahead on this half. Are we going to see an open play? Yes, we are from Freeze. That's the reason they saved the AK-47, I am assuming. But what I want to see from Freeze is some more aggressive AWPing here. Let's take it on board with him. He's going to go into window again. He's done this so many times, though. And every single time, they do these identical smokes. He has no idea what's happening. Now, if he was to peek out of the connector, he'd have a much better angle on Twist, who ends up picking him off. They are going to get 2 kills in return though, so maybe it's still going to pay off for SK Gaming, but predictability really is the key word for me on their CT side thus far on Mirage. As Cillian is trying to hammer this one down from stairs, there's 2 kills for him. But now it's all on Pau, and he's picked up his first, but the strength in numbers from SK Gaming, and they do pick up the last round of the half to take us to 8-7, which again, on paper isn't fantastic, but Mirage is one of those maps where you really can bounce back even at a deficit like this. The question is, do SK Gaming have the strats to take Elite CT side apart? We're going to have to find out. Tensky 18 for 8, Asilian 16 for 13, top 2 fraggers for SK Gaming. And on Elite, it's a bit more even, barring Devilwalk, who's the man that a lot of people were talking about. I said him myself, he's been performing very well for Elite whenever I've casted him. This is the first really poor performance that we've seen. 4 for 15 is not a scoreline you're expecting to see on that player. And it just goes to show that even though he is underperforming, everyone else in the team is pulling their weight, so it really doesn't matter. They still picked up 8 rounds on the terrorist half. So what do you guys reckon? I had a lot of SK Gaming chants there in chat before we started this matchup. With that halftime performance, what do you reckon? Are you still putting all your eggs in that basket, or are you going to shift across to Elite now? To me, the standout player was Tensky in that entire match. Not just because he's top fragging, but he was landing a bunch of really huge impact kills, which almost count for 2 kills in my opinion. It's those opening picks, it's those kills when you're in 1v2, 1v3 scenarios to lock down a site that really count, and he did that time and time again. Of course, he pulled off the ace against the ecoed up Leet, which definitely padded his stats somewhat, but he has been playing very well regardless. Only 8 deaths on him when you consider that SK Gaming have lost 8 rounds is really not too bad. Danish way is the only way. Wow, Nadia. Wow. Not too sure what we're waiting for here, guys. I'm going to try and fill in some time here. I have no idea what's happening, but there you go. We'll cut this to a quick break, guys. I'm going to ask the admins what's happening because I'm assuming there's some technical issues right now. I want to join us will be live for half number 2 on map number 3 between SK Gaming and Leak, which currently sits at 1-1. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Are the teams ready? Are they ready? I've just been informed it could be a little while longer. So, when it cuts to break, guys, apologies for this. Our managers will be live for the second half.
I would say the Steel Series.
Steel Series, honestly. Steel Series.
I'd definitely sit with the Steel Series.
By far.
Definitely the Steel Series.
If I had to pick one of these to pick up in game right now, it's going to be the Steel Series.
Gamers prefer our headsets. Find out why at SteelSeries.com.
Alright, ladies and gents, we're back into the action. It's going to be Leet against SK Gaming. I'm Edis, solo casting for you this evening, and this is the 3rd map between these two huge teams. It was an interesting first half. Lots of massive individual plays, some mistakes as well, has got to be said. SK Gaming gave up, made a whole lot, and now the set play onto 8 is the attack of choice. Sicilian throwing into the grenade. Bomb is going to be planted here from Ascillion, and it's planted in a great position as well for ramp, and no terrorists have fallen, so you'd normally be saying, you know, this should be an easy retake onto A. So many teams will pull this off in pistol rounds, but in this position I'm not so sure. There is a smoke and 2 flashes on Palf. The earlier grenade landed on top of Sandon's head on Firebox, so there are some saving graces, but for me all the terrorists have to do is wait. The bomb's been defused! They threw down the smoke and defused the bomb, and I was as surprised as the terrorists were. Wow. I am absolutely baffled by that play. I just said there's a smoke and 2 flashbangs on Leet. SK Gaming was setting up for the defense. My mind's blown. My mind is actually blown. Who was on ramp? Nobody watched ramp there for the terrorists, which is the position that they had over SK Gaming. Freeze is going to get this bomb down. It was a full eco, by the way, which is why I was talking over things. Sandon is still keeping him interested on the A site. And now Freeze has got that bomb, but he's also lost his life. So let's just go back to that round and figure out what happened. The terrorists in a great position to hold off the push. All 5 players remaining. Nobody was looking at the site. I said all the T's have to do is wait for the CT to try and defuse, right? From ramp, from palace, use your angles to your advantage. They just put a smoke down and defusing the smoke, and that's it, it's done. Mind equals blown right here. However, because SK Gaming have got the last 2 bomb plants down, that's going to allow them to get some weapons. And speaking of which, Freeze in Palace. Does absolutely obliterate Schneider, who tried to rush on in. So CT is going to be spread that much thinner. Devil Walk has been picked off in the forehead from Sandon. SK Gaming in a great position to plant that bomb again, but the last 2 times they've done it, they lost. Hunden goes for the pop flash. Push onto Zender, who was kind of caught off. I think that flash hit him rather than Hunden, which is quite unfortunate. As Cillian gets the frag onto Powerful, that's on Twist, and this was a force buy. There's the first kill, switching out for the AK-47. And he'll be looking to save this as well. So the plot thickens. Twist is going to make this as damaging and as painful as possible for SK Gaming, and 2 weapons away is no laughing matter. And it looks as though he is going to keep the AK-47, but more importantly for SK Gaming, the huge positive that they're going to take out of that round is that they do win it and pick themselves up 8. And they'll be bitterly disappointed at that first round on the pistol that they lost that one through the ninja defuse on the smoke. But it's important to put that behind you, put one foot in front of the other, keep going forward, not look back too much. That's what all of the best teams can do. They don't get too dismayed by round losses like that. And it will be Elite again on the force because they managed to save that weapon, I've got to say. Because if they weren't, Devil Walk would not be on Kevlar or any grenades. You probably wouldn't have a scout in play either. So, you know, that one save really paid off huge for them. And because Twist saved, he can get an AWP for himself. Here comes the push from SK Gaming though. And they are losing players left, right and centre. Tensky's down to 8 HP. He has to pull himself back. Bomber's being planted. Freeze in a good position with the AWP, but there's heavy smoke, so he needs to wait for these to clear so he can be effective. There we go. Just lets the player run past. Doesn't even attempt to fire off until it's too late. And that missed opportunity really could go back to haunt SK because they're losing players. Tensky's still on 8 HP as I called before. And he's currently in connector. He's about to get picked off. There we go. The headshot and the bomb will be defused. In fact, it won't be defused. Oh my word. I think what confused me there. It said that PALF on my screen. I don't know if that's a bug. Like, maybe it is a bug. It said that he had a defuse kit. So I'm thinking, oh, he started the defuse. He's got enough time. I switched to him. He's got 6 seconds left on his defuse. Meaning he doesn't have a defuse kit. So, what is life? What is life? I don't even know anymore. Bugs confirmed OP. Yeah, this is the last map in the best of 3. It was delayed today, so that's why I'm taking this. W couldn't make it this evening. No surprises that SK have got themselves that bomb plant on A again. This has been pretty easy for them. That being said, Elite do have 3 pistols. You can understand why they had to give that site up, and now it's another game of retakes, which they have been pretty solid on across the board, but surely at some point SK are going to suss out the tactics and they're going to lock this down. Tensky from ramp pushes towards T-spawn and does get the rotation. There is more rotation to be had though for Elite. They are pushing in 2 players. Do they really want to go for this? I'm not too sure this is the right decision. They should be losing themselves here. And these are weapons that they could have saved, and Kevlar that they could have saved. They do get the peekaboo frag from Zender at the end, but you can just see that economically speaking, SK were happy with that trade. They've got enough to replenish their weapons, whereas Elite simply don't. And although it was a 5-7 or a CZ and Kevlar, that's still quite a bit of money to be throwing away on the off chance that you get a frag, which SK Gaming can easily just buy back up again anyway. Well, Eco's call for big individual plays, and that's what's happening now. Hunden moving into position through mid, gets the frag onto Devil Walk, who leaps into the air before death. Tensky through ramp, he's been doing this very often, trying to be a real pain in the backside, but Twist is now in a great position to strike, and surely Tensky called this. He saw Twist pushing his location. Twist still gets that kill. It's all on Freeze. 2 HP. He's about to get sacked as soon as he comes through the smoke. Schneider finishes things off in style. Gets the headshot. Why would you do that push and stack B? You could try and mix it up. That's so not worth it. That's the thing, you know, these split-second decision-making calls can, you know, they can look a bit foolish at times, but then again, if they pay off, you think people are geniuses, you know, it's that 50-50 kind of decision. I don't really know to answer your question. I do agree with you, some of these tactics certainly haven't paid off, but on another day they certainly could have. Pouf. One short, Schneider doing the work once again in window. It's just so many aim duels between these two teams, like they're both so happy to just pick up the weapons and just go ham, and it makes for very entertaining watching, but not the most strategic play. You're just consistently seeing these aim duels popping up rather than set plays. You're seeing set plays on A now and again, but it's normally in eco rounds, which is very odd to see. Well, not that set plays in eco rounds, but that's really the only time that you see it happening. It does make for entertaining viewing, though. It does mean that every round, even in ecos, is real competitive. You're not seeing any, like, bulldozing rounds from these two teams. I don't think that we've even seen a clean sweep just yet. Of all 5 players stood alive and kicking at the end of a round, there's always casualties on both sides. Devil Walk with the AWP is going to get chased down by Hund, and Tech9 will always win in those confrontations, especially when he's flashed. And now the last remaining 4 players all have weapons. That bomb is going to get planted, but at the cost of HP, and Leet again get the frags when it counts. And we'll get the round as well. 12-10 now, the scoreline. Let's have a look at the scoreboard, see who's performing. Zender on 22 now. Devil Walker certainly started to up his game. He was 4 for 15, I believe, after the first half. So definitely going in the right direction. Tensky, who was top fragging with 18, only on 23 now. I say only because 5 frags in, what, 7 rounds? He's definitely started to slow up on the T side. Vasilian has taken up some of that slack, though, with 20 frags of his own. On this full eco, it looks as though the Danes are going to be going broke onto B. This is a fast push in from them. P250s in hand. Across the board, Palmer's with a strike from benches. Twist gets the kill, and the second as well! Miraculous plays from Twist. It's on an eco, but still, those 2 flick shots were fantastic. And SK only lose the 1 player. Only pick up the 1 player, I should say. I'm getting caught here by checking chat all the time. My bad. Coolest, that is the sponsors for the stream, dude. Kills here, Ram Schneider playing sneaky. He does get 1, but gets traded back instantly, and the CTs are coming second best. Devil Walks in a great position to strike. There's the first one, and not the second. He gets flashbanged. Was that from his own teammate? I have a feeling that was from his teammate, judging from where it landed. And now Twist is pushing through. He must know both these players' attacks. He's got that P250. Last is on 2 HP. It's Freeze. Just 1 bullet will seal it, Twist. 1 bullet will finish this round for you. Switches to the AK-47. Freeze playing the patient, slow game. Playing this one smart. But is it going to be smart enough? He's just edging round the corner. But there's the issue. 2 HP. Any kind of damage is going to take you down. This is going to be close, but I feel like Twist has got it in the bag. Yeah, he's got this defuse. And Leet now moved to 14. Yep. As... what is that? Orjalf? Sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. As Orjalf says, it is the sponsor of the league, GOCL. So SK Gaming, because they've lost the last few rounds here, 4 to be precise, are again forced to go ahead and just throw caution to the wind. 3 Galils, but they have plenty of grenades to work with, and Galil is an underrated weapon in my opinion. It can still definitely do the damage, it can definitely do work for you. The important thing here on T side is having those grenades, and they're going to be faking out on this A. Hunton pushing through Palace, the smoke's down here, it's keeping the CTs interested, but the fact that Vasilian went down from Twist is going to really dent this play from Leet. I mean, surely somebody is going to rotate back towards B, but nobody is. They've completely given up B. The over-rotation was real. The problem now is that SK Gaming, they've sold the bait. Leet went for it hook, line, and sinker. But they lost both players without doing any damage. They at least needed to get 1 kill in retaliation there. But can they hold on to B, which is a much more difficult site to retake than A is. And you can see the terrorists are doing work. They've got the 2nd kill, but that's going to be all she wrote for SK Gaming in this 25th. Schneider on 7, Twist on 13. But the important statistic is they picked up the round, and they're now 5 match points in their favour. Freeze is able to go ahead and get the AWP. At first I thought he was going to go glass cannon with some grenades. Instead he opts for the Kevlar, which means he has a 1-tap kill if it's in the head from that silenced M4. AK-47s and grenades. But this is what I'm talking about. They go for that set piece onto B, but nothing really to follow it up. So SK's side has been really disappointed. They go for the pop flash onto Freeze. He's been here before with the AWP. Oh, that bullet looked like it went through. What a shot there onto Palf on the 3rd time of asking. Puts the bullet between his eyes. But the issue here from Freeze is he's down to 11. And they only have 2 smokes to play with. And the CT's Leet have shown themselves to be phenomenally strong here on this side. Oh my goodness, that knife. Beautiful. Karambit Doppler, lovely. This is the problem that the T's are going to suddenly find themselves in, that Leet have been on point today with their defense sides, and they're both pushing through. Camera, please. I had to click it 3 times for it to work there, and then Twist gets the final kill, so a bit of an anticlimactic end. It was really close up until those last 6 rounds. I mean, you can see there, it was 10 to 10, and then the CTs just went to work. They went to town. They picked up the rounds. They made it as clinically difficult as possible for the terrorists to do anything, and they deserved the win. 16 to 10, so that's going to be winners. Leet of this best of 3, ladies and gents. Thank you very much for